So what I'm asking is, what's better for cocaine, like salt, pepper, or a pepper shaker?
Pepper shaker.
You think the fewer holes would be better for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and you can't confuse the pepper for cocaine, if you have to switch it out.
No, that's a very good point. Well, do you think
So
someone
you could accidentally snort salt.
Yeah. Well, do you think the guy who has a pepper shaker or a salt shaker full of cocaine really has a lot of like iodized salt lying around?
I don't know.
I think there's a lifestyle being led that might not have. They probably have those cardboard ones,
Yeah.
With the
I feel like everybody's got like salt though.
You're right. Everyone's got salt. I was passing judgment on a fictional drug addict that really doesn't matter.
So you think he only has like mustard? He only has condiments in his fridge?
He has some condiments in the fridge, and maybe he has those. No, he has those cardboard ones that you can't confuse. You get like them wrapped in a pack. It's like at a construction site table.
Oh, the cardboard ones.
Yeah, no, they come with a little twisty top, so you can like pour it's got like a little funnel one, and a little and a shaker one.
You're describing something that's
You've never
completely
alien to you?
me. Are you from another universe where they do that?
No, I'm from the world where people have different salt shakers. Oh, goddamn! Welcome to the Transmit Podcast. I'm your host Spike.
I'm Victor,
and we're arguing about salt shakers because that's what this podcast is degraded to.
I've seen the packets of salt and pepper.
Okay, but listen.
They're like paper, and you open them up, and
okay, go to the salt aisle or the condiment aisle. You'll see there's like they come wrapped together. There's like a blue one that has pepper in it, and a white one that has the salt in it, and it's super. Yeah, it's like look behind you, Victor. He's got some. They look like that, except that's a different brand.
Oh, okay.
So who's the idiot now?
You were when he said cardboard.
Well, they're made of cardboard.
I was imagining like
a
it's
box
square.
Okay, I will grant you that cardboard primarily comes in squares.
Yeah.
Largely, cardboard is a square base, and now we've gone to talking about cardboard. Oh my God, we need to talk about quick. Victor, say something interesting. He's eating right now. Okay, it falls to me. Okay.
She got in a car accident.
God damn it! We already talked about the last one, and it was a very minor one. Okay, it was a bump, and she wanted to call the cops, and it was a big pain in the ass. And then she never showed up at the mobile gas station where she said we were going to meet up and wait for the cops.
Man, what's the point of that? Why did she do that? You think?
I don't know.
She was just like, I'm not going to go there. Actually, I think he might jump me or something.
Well, it was a well-lit gas station with a bunch of people in it. I hope she didn't think I was going to jump her.
Yeah, you're not very threatening.
Yeah, I'm really listen. I'm 5 foot nothing. I'm skinny. I'm a nerd. Like nothing about me says.
100.
Okay,
nothing.
for one, I'm 150 pounds.
Well, you're definitely like fat skinny.
Okay, eat a dick. I am not fat. Or
I'm skinny.
okay, you're scrawny. There's a difference.
Wow.
I have a much lower body fat percentage than you do.
Yeah, and that's because you're a freak of nature with a thyroid condition.
Not at all.
Okay, listen, listeners. Anthony is a dick, and should not be listened to in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, but back to
He took the skinny fat thing to.
Oh, that got good. We have content.
You took the skinny fat thing to heart there, didn't you?
I did. Listen, I battle with it. Okay, I'm trying to get back down to 150. I'm a 158. Listen, look, I have that kind of jaw.
Everybody's got their own diet. You just got to discover what you can and can't eat.
Yeah, I have that kind of jaw or the under the chin thing. Like you see, I'm not fat, but if I put my head down at all, it looks like I have a double chin. Then you see people like Casper Van Dien, from like Starship Troopers, like under his chin like goes up, like a cruel joke God played on us.
Yeah, I got to look this guy up.
You ever see or there's like Chris who played the new Captain Kirk?
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine. Yeah, he has the kind of like under the chin thing that I have, where it kind of slopes down, even though he's a handsome dude.
Yeah, and it looks like he's in pretty good shape too.
Yeah, so I have
it's
that.
just like I think it's just a skin.
It's like a genetic thing. It's a genetic thing, and I got fucked. God fucked me.
There's this workout device that you put in your mouth.
Oh, really? Oh, wait, he's looking at a picture of, I'm guessing, Chris Pine?
No, the guy with
Casper
the
Van
good
Dien?
jawline.
Oh, yeah, he's got that jawline / under the chin thing that just screams Aryan perfection. Like, he looked the same for he looked like that 10 years later when they made the next Starship Troopers movie with him in it.
Yeah.
The man's chiseled out of granite.
Yeah. I wouldn't say like Aryan though. Like a lot of guys have that jawline.
Okay, you know
A lot
what?
of like Native Americans and
Okay,
Hispanic
well,
people have.
he's also very white, but he goes by Rico in the movie, so it's like, yeah, he might have. Well, he's also lived in South America in the movie.
Yeah, maybe he's Mexican.
Oh,
We're just gonna say he's Mexican.
let's say he's Mexican. But if you get a chance, if you haven't seen Starship Troopers, watch Starship Troopers.
Yeah, I've seen it. My favorite part of Starship Troopers is the co-ed locker room.
Oh, those are great. Listen, every Starship Troopers movie has boobs in it, even the anime computer ones.
Wait, there's more than one?
There's like 3 live action movies of varying quality, and then there's like several animated ones which are also good and have boobs in them.
So, I've seen Starship Troopers 1, but I've not seen any of the other ones because I did not know about their existence.
Don't watch 2. It's just a waste of time. And then watch 3. It's great. It really leans even heavier into the fascist angle. It's one of those things like we were talking about misreading the protagonist versus good guy dynamic.
Yeah.
Where you've seen it and you realize they're fascists. They're bad guys. They're just shot from their perspective. Like they're the bad guys in that movie and they win.
Okay, I see. Yeah,
That's why it's satire.
But they're fascist against aliens, though. It's like a more of a human type fascism.
and against themselves, because you see like the media thing where like they're broadcasting executions on all channels. They whip people in the streets and they talk about voting as exercising force.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like if you're talking about fascism as it's kind of colloquially used, it's like the use of force to exert your will over others.
Yeah, the way they presented it was definitely satirical and almost comical. Too.
Yeah, like
so it was like, hey, by the way, this hero group that we have, they're also fascists.
They're bad guys. The bad guys won.
But it wasn't like I don't think it was like the main plot of the story. It was just kind of like a by the way type thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what made those characters relatable, and you wanted to follow them because they weren't just like gas the whatevers.
Yeah.
They were nice people. They were just in a system that was horribly flawed. But yeah, Starship Troopers, the first one, good movie. Second one, not even worth your time. Actually, just find a screenshot of the topless scene. You'll be good there. And
is there a co-ed locker room?
No, there's just a naked chick.
Damn.
But there is a co-ed locker room in 3 where they have robots and religion.
Okay, cool.
Religious robots. It's actually really good.
So that's funny. Do the robots have souls in this universe?
No, just at the very end they have like these anti-bug mech suits, and they use them in the propaganda. It's like they lean into religion and use it as another tool to control the masses. And so they put like these whether the Catholic priests, they wear that like thing over their shoulders, that cloth, that they kiss sometimes.
Nah.
Well, they drape that over the robots, basically.
Okay.
Picture a guy with a collar, and he's got that sheet of fabric over his shoulders.
Oh, this is like a Catholic, right?
Yeah. So it basically, it's the government continues to be an evil, oppressive force. But it's framed so positively that it's disturbing. It's great. Okay, let's see. So, moving on, and we were trying to figure out, like, this doesn't feel right. Like, he faked tuberculosis, and we're like, to get more time off, and we're sitting there like, what's it? And then we look at the news story closer. He's in China, and suddenly everything snapped into place. Oh, okay, there we go. But apparently that got him in trouble because like he got like fired because like over there tuberculosis, since they're way more crowded, is way more infectious than it already is anywhere else. So like tuberculosis is pretty bad and very infectious.
Yeah, and teachers, we get here, they get summer off, they get winter break, summer break.
Every federal holiday.
All federal holidays, Saturday and Sunday, and there's even minimum days.
And there's minimum days, which they're getting more, which is always on a weekend. It's never like on a Wednesday. It's always like, Friday is a minimum day. We're gonna leave at like noon.
Yeah, so you get, teachers have a pretty cushy job here.
Yeah, and like the ones the ones that people will defend, and I defend them too, are the ones that like volunteer a bunch of extra time.
Yeah.
And those are the ones you should really appreciate. They'll like say, okay, I'm doing extra study periods. I'm doing the AVID program. I'm doing like school clubs or whatever.
And also they don't get paid very much.
Yeah. Like I always think we should pay them more, but it is also a cush job.
Yeah.
So benefits and cons, pros and cons.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
I don't think they would ever need to, unless it was like a super slacker teacher.
Yeah, he's already used up all his vacation days.
He's like, I need more time off.
It's finals time, dude. What are you doing? It's like
I got a fake tuberculosis.
But no, so it turns out it's in China. So that's one of those things where it's like, this doesn't make sense until you hear that one bit of data that goes, oh, and we're back. Oh man.
Yeah. Do they have summer or winter breaks in China?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think they're all prisoners there. I think, let's be honest, they're probably more of those prisoners they use for slave labor just for teachers now. You see the shit that's coming out of Hong Kong. I mean, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of stuff that makes you go, oh my God, I told you about this. I finally caved in and started listening to true crime podcasts.
Okay.
Like, that seems to be like the kind of the joke is that they're all true crime, but I never got into it until just very recently. So I've been listening to this one. This is our podcast recommendation for this episode, is called Dr. Death. Mm-hmm. It's about Dr. Nunes. I forget the doctor's name, but basically he was in Texas and he got to work on like 38 people, and like 33 of them either died or were paralyzed because he was a neurosurgeon who was just insanely incompetent.
At what point during the podcast, what was going on in the podcast when you hit someone?
Okay, you know what? No, I was listening to a different... shut up. I was listening to a different podcast then. God damn it.
This happened,
like,
I guess last week now, right?
Yeah, well, as the recording of this podcast, it happened like an hour and a half ago.
It's still fresh in my mind. That's why I'm bringing it up. It happened today, okay?
Yeah.
This is not like this happened 2 weeks ago. But I might still probably bring it up 2 weeks from now.
Listen, Victor, I love you, man, and that's why I let you get away with this shit.
But your podcast, this true crime podcast,
right?
Go ahead, explain more. What makes it good?
It's just like any good like documentary. They run you through the events in like an interesting order. Mm-hmm. Well, they'll start with like that. They started with like the tipping point where he like killed 2 people in like a day.
Wow. Because
like he put this like a screw in somebody's spine that didn't even go into their spine. Like he opened them up and it's like, I guess this muscle tissue is a spine. And and then they go back and like backfill like all this stuff, like how he was like a hard worker but he was arrogant. Mm-hmm. How he was brilliant but kind of nuts. Mm-hmm. And then like due to like the system and the medical for medical boards, if like a hospital just like kind of like pushes him along, kind of shuffles him off like in the teachers union, it's easier just to like shuffle him to the next, make him somebody else's problem. So, and because then they don't get sued. So all these people were giving him glowing recommendations because we're in this environment where doctors are a big piggy bank due to like lawsuits, and also they want to cover their bottom line, and also the government took its sweet time like taking, or even like listening to their complaints. So like every layer of protection failed. And like it turns out like he should have done like 2,500 procedures before he got out of residency. He did like 100. And so you're sitting there and like they brought this up to like a doctor in the interview, and he was just like he started laughing. He was so like, what? No, that's impossible. There's no way. Mm-hmm. And so, and you start to get a picture of like how absurd this whole situation was. And of course, just like any good story about a guy who's like a narcissist and a sociopath, like it all comes crashing down, and he's still lying through his teeth. He's still charming and like trying to talk his way out of it, but it's not going to work this time. It works until it doesn't, and it worked for like 38 people.
So what was his job?
He was a neurosurgeon. He was, yeah.
Well,
that was his job. He was a neuro. Basically, he worked on your goddamn spine. Like if he was a podiatrist, it'd be like, okay, listen, you ruined some feet, but it's not that bad. Like I've had some pediatric. How do you say? Because pediatric means shit. I had footwork done because I had a ingrown toenail. It got a little infected, but like it was like a situation where it's like, okay, listen, just call us in a week and we'll talk about it. It wasn't like we need immediate consultation. But like you talk about like the spine, that's like the thing where if you poke something wrong, your leg stops working.
Yeah. How many spines did he ruin?
It looks like of the 38 patients he saw, and like he burned himself at every hospital after like 3 people. Uh-huh. 33 of them were like partially paralyzed, incredibly paralyzed, or like dead.
Wow.
He had a 2% clearance rate.
And so he just kind of scammed people, and he kind of made everyone believe that he was this awesome.
He was charming. He could sell himself. He was smart, but he just never put in the work. And so when he finally got out there, he slipped through the cracks and started working on people, and he didn't know where to put he didn't know where the spine was.
Yeah, you think a doctor would know a little bit about anatomy. You know what it sounds like?
What?
It sounds like if George Costanza were just a little bit smarter.
Oh yeah. He'd still be a wreck, but he could sell himself.
It sounds like a more charismatic version of Costanza. Like Costanza's like the real, like Costanza's like the low stakes version of that guy.
Right. He every job he has, he's not going to ruin someone's life.
Yeah. But he's not good at any of his jobs, or George Costanza's not really good at anything.
He's finding a way to sleep under his desk. I love that episode.
He's just, that guy's just like, he's just a fraud, just in life.
It's a regular
as a human
life, yeah.
being.
Yes, like he's committed fraud of convincing people he's worth like employing and dating.
Yeah.
No, what led me to this is I started listening to the Man in the Blinds, or no, the Man in the Window, which is about the Golden State Killer.
Yeah.
He killed like 40 people. He killed and raped, basically. He was a horrible, horrible criminal who managed to slip through the cracks for like decades. And so you hear about that, and that's another thing where the system failed completely, where the cops would like got territorial and wouldn't hand over like information to each other, because why would we catch this rapist and killer? And also like
because they each wanted to catch.
They
the
wanted
guy.
to catch that, and also it would look bad if they let that go on too. Like, so some cases it's like no, we're gonna catch him. Other case it was no, he's not here. It's not him. So no. So it's all these different things where like everyone failed all the time, and there's just a few people got together and like kept the case alive and like didn't throw away evidence. Like this literally one of them where there's like the evidence room was full, and so they had to throw out a bunch of evidence and rape kits. And you're sitting there like, oh my God, this is like the opposite of SVU. Where you're sitting there like you're watching these dedicated, brilliant detectives like go to work and close a case in a week.
Yeah.
But then you see, and this one is like the exact opposite, where it's like, I mean, if we get a phone call, we might be able to catch him. So if you catch him, we can catch him. And that seems to be a lot of it. Like, you notice that where it's like cases go cold, and then like they get a phone call from somebody. It's like, oh hey, you know that guy who had murdered a bunch of people? I think I saw him at the bus stop. And then they roll on that, and they catch him like fucking up somewhere.
Yeah. I heard though, I saw a statistic somewhere that serial killing is going down.
Well, yeah,
like the classic serial killer, the rapist, murderer.
I think like on
slaughterer
average,
guy, he's gone away.
Yeah, on average, like all violent crime has been like a 20-year plus decline, which is good. But what were you gonna say after that though? What was the caveat to that?
Oh, yeah. So the serial killer is kind of like leaving the pop culture psyche.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's going on to the mass shooter, isn't it?
Yeah, the mass shooter.
Well, it's one of those.
Coming up now.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like, it's one of those things like these crimes they do garner like copycats. Like once it's been done, other people say, "Oh, I can do that." Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's like fashionable for crazy people. And there are years that shows like there are some years that are worse. They're worse for different crimes than others, just based on what's in the news. That's why you shouldn't publish like the names of mass murderers or mass shooters.
Yeah.
Because that gives them like prestige and like cultural cachet.
Yeah. There's a type of murder that becomes in vogue. And you know what? I think it's because it's harder to catch these guys. It's easier to catch them now. There's like more cameras everywhere. Like, it's probably easier to catch a
mass murder or
a serial killer.
Someone who would be a serial killer because they have a cell phone with a GPS in it, and they're gonna drive by like 8 like gas station cameras.
Yeah, so that guy does not want to get caught.
Yeah.
But the mass shooters don't care about getting caught or dying.
Right.
So they'll just, they'll go out there. They don't care about getting caught or going to prison or dying.
Yep, that's the end goal.
That's even scarier than your, creepy, charismatic dude that comes, says, "Hey, what's up? I'm your friend," and then murders you.
Right.
Like a clown or some other guy. But this guy,
we know some clowns. You watch that shit, man.
But this guy, he'll just go to where you're hanging out. Like maybe you're at a movie theater, or maybe you're at like a chili cook-off, or something like that. Yeah, maybe you're at the beach, and all of a sudden,
the randomness. I think.
Pop, 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 pop. You're dead.
Yeah, well, it's the randomness. That's what makes it really. Because like with a serial killer, that's why they become like infamous. At least is that they have that fame, is that there's some logic to it. You know, they have a type. They have an area. But with that kind of shooter, it's just like I'm just gonna show up at a place because I snapped one day. Because like the voices in my head mixed with meth said time to kill some people. Here's my manifesto. Mm-hmm. So like anyone who's typing a manifesto out there, listen. Try killing yourself first, and then go on the mass shooting. Reverse that order. Eat the barrel of your gun, and if you can afterwards, if you feel like shooting a bunch of people, then do it.
Oh, it's spicy.
Oh yeah, you're eating that. So what's that spice called?
I think it's the last dab.
The last dab. Okay. She put a dollop of it before she threw it on the ground.
We don't really talk about the show Hot Ones. We haven't talked about Hot Ones on this show.
I've seen a couple episodes of that, and I do like it. It's a cool concept. I saw the one with Key and Peele, and they were great.
Yeah, Hot Ones is that one show where they eat a bunch of chicken wings that are increasing levels of spiciness.
Yeah.
And then the last one, they put a extra dab of the hot sauce that they use to make the hot wing, and then they eat it, and then usually everyone like snots and cries and like just gets all fucked up from it.
Oh, so that's the stuff that's on my plate right now?
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch that.
That is the final
Hey,
dab.
That's sexist.
That is the final dab
Don't be
on the
false.
show.
That's also sexist.
Too sensitive.
Did you hear that? I don't know where I heard this from, but the push to change pussy to nutsack.
I haven't heard of that, but listen, if whatever it
Instead
is,
of calling someone a pussy, call them a nutsack.
I think, listen, both should be on the table, because if you call someone a cunt or a dick, those both mean something bad. It's not like you say, you're a dick, and they go, oh, thanks, man. So if they're both on the table, if you want to call someone nutsack, that's an insult, perfectly fine.
Nutsack sounds more like a dumbass, though.
Just eat it.
Like if you call someone a nutsack,
Yeah,
sounds like you're doing something stupid.
it does. So listen, if you... I think it can mean many things. Like,
We're gonna eat it before Sam comes over here and throws it on the floor.
okay.
Just or wipe your burger like a piece of bread on it or something.
It's burning. I put it on my finger. I think it's burning my finger a little bit.
No, it's not your little punk ass. Get a piece with.
Oh,
It's barely
What?
That's nothing. That's nothing.
Okay,
Okay,
you stop. You stop. You can back off from the mic, dude. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow, that's something. Ah,
Oh, Jesus, your face is sweating already.
yeah.
just you can swallow it. It's good.
Oh, shut up. I'm
Don't
one
spit
of
it
your,
out.
I'm not one of your pickups.
Finish chewing before you drink the water. Oh, come on.
Oh, I
Like
swallowed
a
it.
baby.
Oh, it's so. Oh God, now it's all in my gums. Oh God, it's like getting maced in the mouth. Oh God, where's this? I need more bread.
This is everything I've ever wanted.
Oh, I bit my lip.
Oh, now the hot sauce is getting into your your lip wound.
Oh, shut up. Fuck
Your
you.
tongue wound.
Eat a dick. I'm sorry. A nutsack. Is that what we're saying now?
Eat a nutsack.
Eat a nutsack. Or eat a vag. No, that's good. You'd like that. Shut up.
You barely had any. What a bitch.
Yeah, I didn't say I was a manly man when it came to spice.
Such a baby.
Yes, I know. Oh. Oh God.
That is a spicy
That's so spicy.
meatball right there.
God, it like got up under my gum or on my canine. Oh. Oh God, listeners, the things I do for ratings, which we don't have still. Okay. Look, this has been a meandering, weird podcast again, and
Yeah.
I'm really glad we did it. I think we're up to 26 minutes. I think we should call it here.
Yeah, this was a pretty good one. I think it was packed with entertainment. And if this one turns out to be short, you can take some from the last podcast.
Slap it on this one. 'Cause
Slap it at the end of this one.
46 minutes. Okay, so if the last one wasn't 46 minutes, and now we're talking about it, this is why. All right, so thanks for tuning in to the Transmit Podcast, a Super Awesome Showdown offshoot. I'm Spike,
I'm Victor.
and we thank you for tuning in.